Maro,
Yeah,
how you doing, bro?
I'm good. I'm
It's
doing
been a
great.
minute, man. You had us freaked out.
I know, right? Yes, and I'm just thankful to God that
Yeah,
I'm here
yeah,
and that I can share like my story and I can talk about it without shedding a tear.
yeah,
Because when it happened and it was fresh,
yeah,
I couldn't look at my daughter because I blamed myself
yeah,
for everything because I was the one driving.
yeah,
And that moment of seeing my daughter like stuck in the car and I'm doing everything and I'm telling her everything is all right, like when
yeah,
it's not really all right,
yeah,
but I cannot let her cry to distress me and then I cannot function.
yeah,
And all the others that I didn't let help,
yeah,
there were many, but I felt like I knew what to do.
yeah.
But in the end, it was them that knew what to do. So instead of trying to unfold this car, they just
Yeah,
went on inside and cut the car seat.
yeah,
Luckily, we had a car seat and we had
yeah,
seat belts on. I think this saved my daughter, but yeah, she
yeah,
would have been gone because the moment we started driving zigzag and whatever,
yeah,
it's easy if you don't have a seat belt for her size.
yeah,
You're out in a window,
yeah,
and then it falls on you, then you're crushed in there. But yeah,
yeah,
it's God. It's God. Nothing else was in control. You know when they say, "Let Jesus take the wheel." You know
yeah,
when they say that,
yeah,
I felt like I wasn't on the wheel, and all I had to do is like wait for the car to stop,
yeah,
and I wanted to see how I can help the people screaming because they were the ones screaming in the back.
yeah,
There was a lady,
yeah,
the wife to my friend I was seated with in front,
yeah,
and then my daughter on the other side.
yeah,
They had come to visit me and I told them, yeah, why not meet in Zambia so that you could see the Victoria Falls, see
yeah,
those things. They were like, nice.
yeah,
So we come and we planned.
yeah,
We're going to take you. We're going to be camping for like 3 days, and then we go to Livingstone. I was like, okay, I could join you.
yeah,
But then I thought if I join and then leave 2 children, I was like, okay, let me go with my daughter. Because my daughter was connected to them in a way, like they knew each other because we used to chill at their house
yeah,
when we were in Germany.
yeah,
Yeah, and so that explains why I was with my daughter.
yeah,
And when this happened, you could hear the screaming in the back, and the lady wasn't having the whole seatbelt on her. So
yeah,
she got her back,
yeah,
bruised. So she's now trying to learn how to walk and everything
oh,
because she's on a wheelchair.
yeah,
So she was the one who was so hurt. And for
oh,
us, we were hurt, but we were not thinking about it, like, because we could walk.
yeah,
Yes, and that took us to hospital for like a while. That's when we felt all this, because with adrenaline, you're only thinking about the people that you are responsible for.
yeah,
So you're trying to save them. That's all you think about.
yeah,
So for like all the hours, the whole day, because the accident happened like around 7.
yeah.
So it happens around 7
That's
a.m.
in the night,
No,
a.m. in
a.m.
the morning. All right.
Yeah. The thing is, someone might say, hey, maybe he was so fast.
Yeah,
The speed limit in the area we were was 100,
yeah,
and I was driving 100.
yeah,
And I've driven longer distances on bad roads
yeah,
before. Oh, and this wasn't a bad road, and it wasn't that long. It was 5 hours, and what made it longer
yeah,
was the part between the good road and to the parking. I
Yeah.
mean the camping.
yeah,
So from the good road to the camping, it was like 45 kilometers, but it took you 2 hours and a half
yeah,
because the road was really, really bad and rocky.
yeah,
So my thinking, not that I want to take away the blame,
yeah,
I think the car malfunctioned because there's no way I could explain the fact that I could turn left or turn right, but then the tires are on the opposite side every time I tried.
Oh.
You know?
Wow.
So it was and then we turned and looked where we came from, and it fell on the left and slid because it was wet also.
Yeah.
Slid and hit this tree, and all that impact you see is the trees that stopped us.
Dang. Because the pictures were crazy and we weren't getting any news back here.
I know.
You know, and we were worried and wondering, and even the first time I saw you, I told you it's amazing to see you in person.
Bro, the phone has to still be buried there.
Yeah.
It is still in there.
Yeah.
We have tried to track it, but I think it is just stuck in there because also there's no network in this place.
Yeah.
We had to stand in a certain position to call for help.
Yeah.
Mind you, we were airlifted from that place.
Yeah.
First time in a helicopter.
Yeah.
It was when we had these problems, but
yeah,
God is great, and thankful for the second chance.
Yeah,
really.
we as Ugandans, we definitely thank God for your life and for your daughter.
Yes.
We can't just imagine what it would be like. And of course, our prayers go to the other lady you talked about.
Yes.
We wish her nothing but love and quick recovery.
She's strong. She's strong, and I really thank them because they're great friends. Because everyone, the first call or like when they could talk to me, in the moment when it happened, they were all looking for me.
Yeah.
And only to tell me that stop blaming yourself. We know you will blame yourself.
Yeah.
But these are tragedies. They happen anytime.
Accidents.
You're a good driver. We've seen you.
Yeah.
Actually, in our family, they call me grandpa because of my driving, because I'm not rushing anywhere.
Yeah.
So when it happened, everyone was just like, how could that happen?
Yeah.
Because imagine, I had my daughter in there, so I couldn't really just drive like I'm a crazy guy.
Yeah,
so
that's for sure.
So this happened, and it's called an accident. And they tried to talk to me. I talked to therapists.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to buy a phone immediately. I just wanted to be in that bubble and just stay away and just reflect. And I got to talk to my dad before everyone, because I knew if this picture goes out, there's no way they will think I'm alive, and then he would really get into, you never know how you affect that person.
Yeah.
So I reached out to my dad before, like the first person. And the truth is, Uganda got the news later. Yeah, so they were like, it happened yesterday, and I'm like, these guys.
Yeah.
When I saw the things, I was like, and I couldn't really, get back into my shows or get back onto my phone. So it took a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me to break the air and say,
Yeah, it was a very unfortunate situation, even the recent tragedy that happened to,
I heard it.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
What came to your mind when this news broke and the way everything turned out tragic for, Raji May, so rest in peace,
Trust me.
Yeah.
Having been in a car that is really going out of control.
Yeah.
I know what he was thinking.
Yeah.
The moment this was happening, the moment he saw that it's going to happen, I think he forgave himself.
Yeah.
Because there are these moments when you're gone, you're going to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was also one of the things that we were in. We were like, you try, and when you are failing, you give in.
Yeah. It's really something, because I myself have been involved in a car accident, and when it happened, the car overturned, that was in 2014. And the only thing that was in my mind was just brace yourself. What's gonna happen next? I was thinking probably my legs are gonna break, I was just prepared for the worst.
That's the thing. So he was also in that moment and like, you know what, this is it.
Yeah.
But I'm ready to face it. And,
yeah.
And I think his soul is really,
Yeah.
he's safe. He's
Yeah.
like, he's safe. He's like, okay,
Yeah.
safe place. Because there's no way you know how to control this.
Yeah.
When it happens, you're like, okay, now I'm out of control. I cannot do anything about it.
Yeah.
So that's the moment I was in. And the moment I asked my friend, are you okay? And he said, can you move? He said, yes. I was like, okay, now let's break the windscreen. We didn't have that energy.
Yeah.
A villager comes, knocks it with their hoe, and then we also start to kick it, and we are pulling it with bare hands. So
yeah.
We had bruises, but you know, these are small things.
Yeah.
We opened and started to ferry the people from in there, and I think the impact was strong, and in the sound also, because the boot was full of stuff. But if you look at the photo, it is all smooshed. So all these things jumped out.
Wow.
And the Tonga people of Zambia, they are so rich in the heart.
Yeah.
They didn't touch anything.
Yeah. Shoutouts to them.
They helped us.
Yeah.
And all they wanted is to touch the helicopter.
Yeah.
Which was good. It's like they were good people.
Yeah.
They were helpful, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. And even the situation here, you know, when, you know, Rajiv's car overturned, you know, the people always, they rushed in to really try and see what to do, and also explains the good heart that Ugandans as well have. And I think it's an African thing.
I think we are. It's just that sometimes the problems are too many that you think of solving them before you solve what is the tragedy that is happening. True. You're like, because I've passed Mabira once, and there was like a cement truck. It fell down there, like a long truck. Yeah. And there was a guy with a canter. Yeah. Just parked and told people to get them. Yeah. Get the cement, and they were putting it on truck. He pays them, put it on truck. Like, really, you're benefiting from this.
The tragedy.
Yes.
I think when it comes to if trucks like fall or are involved in an accident, and it's probably soda, it is oil, anything, like the villagers are
commodity.
To them, it's like a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, but I was like, but you're carrying a cement bag of cement, and it's too heavy, first of all. The second thing is like, okay, if you manage to drive with it, you have like 1 or 2 on a border. Yeah. So you reach home, what next?
What next?
What next? Like, did you have plans of building in that moment? No. Yeah. Unless you had an unfinished building and it's there already. Yeah. And then you can say, let me take this. Or whom are you going to sell it to? Yeah. And where, so no question of where you got it.
That's for sure. And you didn't plan for it, so definitely, plan. You know.
Yeah, just help out the guy, put the cement on the side. And I saw how helpless even the police was. Yeah. We need to work hard as... no, we need to focus. Uganda needs to focus. Yeah. There's no... I don't think that there's something that we cannot do in Uganda. Yeah. We have surpassed those things of like, government yetuyambe. Yeah. So we are at the stage where we have to have them be aware of what they are already aware of. Like they need to be just responsible for what they are aware of. Because you are aware of the Mabira road being small. Yeah. You're aware that it's the only road outside to go outside to Kenya. Yeah. You are aware that it is really like high time. Yeah. We should have the trucks elsewhere. Yeah. You are aware that the police that you put on the road is not equipped. Yeah. You're aware, like, you know everything. Yeah. So it's like, I don't know, you don't need to be tapped. Yeah. We just have to, they have to really do something. Yeah. Just to stop just looking, stop looking. You know, there's these things that you're aware of, like, yeah, I know I don't have my shoe is broken, and you always just wear it. Yeah. You are the problem to yourself. Yeah. So I think we don't have to say Batuyambe. We have to say government equally. Yeah. You know, they have to work, because I feel like there are things that they already know. Yeah. I saw how helpless those people were. They couldn't help this guy.
Yeah.
They didn't have a breakdown.
Yeah.
That could carry that car out of that.
Yeah.
They couldn't gazette, like, how do they do it? Like, what was it called? Like you, perimeter, like to make a perimeter and stop the traffic. Because even when you do that, the day is gone for many.
Yeah.
It's Mabira.
Yeah.
The day is gone. It's the only day and it's the only road. By the time you're done with breaking down, like removing the car that has broken down, the day is gone.
Yeah, basically emergency response here. Even when people show up and are willing to help, they just don't have the equipment.
They don't have.
And the police, the resources.
The police doesn't have the resources.
Yeah.
There are 5 people at a station. They've been dispatched to whatever place. And they don't have the manpower already. Like, they can't. So that's why they work on the small things like tow a taxi. Yeah. And that's all.
Yeah. Interesting, Batman. It's good to see you. It's good to have you, and we can go on, and But recently, you have a new song.
Yes, more.
It's such an amazing song, and Maro is still Maro.
Yes. And in this song, people, those who can listen, actually, you know why it's good to be in this place, because I remember I am hip-hop influenced. Yeah. Even when I'm writing, you can hear the rhymes, metaphors, and, and melody. Yeah. So, and I used to do choruses for guys at is it Sabrina's? Yeah. Yes. Sabrina's, and also Spoken Truth at Rouge. Yeah. And I was just like a campus guy, escaped from home, or like just escaping the curfew, whatever. Yeah. But so when I write songs like More, if you listen closely, you can see that I'm having a message about my career. Yeah. And where I have been, and that I've not gone anywhere. And I just wanted those people who listen, really listen, to see that, okay, also the lyrical maturity, like to see it, that, this is the same head that had More People Be Rising Star and all the other Choco and whatever. Yeah. So I'm still here. Yeah. Yes.
Interesting, because, I, for one, of course, you explained to me prior to this interview, but there are very many people out there. Yeah. To me, when I first saw a clip of you walking off the interview, I'm like, finally, somebody can't stand certain,
up to the guy.
Anyway, what was the whole thing about that?
Shout outs to Makona, because there was no bad blood. Yeah. Called him. We used our phone. Yeah. So the idea was, let's do this interview. But in my mind, I was like, if it goes bad, I'm not going to give it to television. Yeah. So we are like, okay, Makona, you're my friend. I mean, we have never talked, but like industry friends. So let's have this interview. Yeah. I'm going to have a video shoot and whatever, but let's have it. Yeah. So when we started and whatever, and it started immediately like that, I said, I know how you do it. It's like a tabloid and whatever, but we can have a sensible conversation still. But then we tried, and I was like, no. So I didn't give them the interview. I used it only for my publicity also. Like I put it on my video intro and outro. Yeah. Yeah.
That's interesting, because when you say you tried to have a sensible interview and you failed, it basically failed. You kept on trying.
We failed. And so it ended up in the video. Yeah. And also because, it's simple things that we don't use. Because me, I'm a legit artist. I've seen people, like, they come to my channel, they visit, they comment, and you can see that this is a Gen Z kind of thing, like behavior of, like, this is the old generation, we cannot give them the light because they already have their light. They didn't give us a light. No, we gave you the light. we showed you a lot of things that are possible.
Yeah.
Because we managed to do these things.
Yeah.
And some people comment badly, and you're like, okay, that's negative, but I don't care. So
yeah.
One of the things we have to use is the simple things that we have not been using. Like, I decided to use that interview.
Yeah.
And cause traction to the video.
Yeah.
Things that I don't do. I don't usually want to be in a controversy. And it also, like, when the tragedy happened, there's even close friends were saying, it's bad publicity. Why would you share a photo when you're okay? That's fake news. I was like, the fact that you even didn't know that I was driving that car, that particular car, shows how private my life is. And when I fly in or fly out, sometimes people don't know. Because that's not supposed to be their information. You know, it's like even the president, when he's going out or in, he's not supposed to be known where he's going, because it's for protection, security, and all these things, for security reasons. And I cannot have my life all out there. So there's a lot of things that they don't know. And if it was another person driving that same car, they would have been flexing and showing off and whatever. But if my friends knew that I was driving such a car, and a few friends know the house I live in when I'm in Zambia, and yes, I'm blessed, but the way I share the blessing is different.
It's different.
Like at the house in Zambia, I've been housing legends like Jenna Ozzy, sitting at my place. My birthdays, it's people like Beat Banger, guys like T-Shon. These are names in Zambia, big names, Bouches. So I mingle with all these guys. There's a rapper that I want you guys to work with. He's called Critic. He's so good, and I got to find out that he's having blood from Buswaga particularly.
Interesting.
So we have our sisters on the other side. But yes, just showing you that I share blessings differently, and I don't want to show off that much. So they didn't know that was my car. And seeing it and not seeing me in the hospital, it is really playing with their brains, and
it's
people are like, he's okay. Yes, I'm okay. You got the news later. So no pictures in the hospital.
And it's quite interesting because, you know, people today look at like, you know, legendary artists like you who have stood the test of time, and just because they don't see much, they probably think you're done, like you know.
Bro, I am working. Even I've shared something with you. But also I'm going to talk to G. There's a lot of projects in Zambia that I'm working on, and I feel like we deprive ourselves from our potential when we close our borders. And there's many artists who can make it all around. But because they want Nduru and Amawulide, like for only Ugandan vibe and clout, they don't explore. Because when I sat with Jenna Ozzy, there's something I realized. This guy became a hit maker all over the continent. Because his songs went to Zambia, Zimbabwe, Malawi, Namibia, Uganda, Rwanda, Tanzania, and Kenya. And you know what he did? Whenever he had the song, or people had the song, they recorded it on a cassette. And came with it to Zambia and said, I heard your song.
Interesting.
And they had to take the trouble, get a bus or plane or whatever, go there physically, say, hey, this is the face behind the song. No video, no nothing. Do a song with Radiant Weasel. 2 or 3. These are big songs in Zambia. They were already big songs without Radiant Weasel. And now we get to be known in Zambia. And again, he gets to be a legend in both in Uganda and Zambia.
Yeah.
So you're thinking of this generation and you're like, okay, they want to collaborate, but they want to have the same things, as in exact things that they see on TV.
Yeah.
There's a difference in economy, in a lot of things.
Yeah.
So I see blunders that we make here.
Yeah.
Like really, for me, I think a video is not supposed, in Uganda,
yeah,
it's not supposed to cost more than 5 million.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, because there's what you have to know about our economy.
Yeah.
Like, go to downtown, go to yourself,
Yeah.
and understand, did you eat?
Yeah.
Did you eat last night?
Yeah.
Before you tell a person to give you more than 5 million for a music video.
Yeah.
3 minutes or 4 minutes.
Yeah.
You know? So I think we need to just always try to reflect on some things, because our generation went through a lot, but again, I said it one time on After 5, I said, we moved as a cluster.
Yeah.
Like, the generation was like a cluster. Like, we moved with the MCs.
Yeah.
The promoters.
Yeah.
Were connected. Then we moved with the radio presenters.
Yeah.
And we moved with the DJs.
Yeah.
And then the artists.
Yeah.
And the bar owners.
Yeah.
Like, it was a cluster, like a really one bonded thing that you couldn't separate.
Yeah.
Because if they got to know, they would be like, there's an artist, Maro, I'm sending him to your bar.
Yeah.
Like, the connection was there.
So the connection was there.
It was there. And the MC, like, yo, I'm MCing at this place. Come follow me. Let's do this. A promoter is like, yo, I have this gig. Let's do it. And you grew together.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's like an artist wants to show the promoter that is valuable.
Yeah. And
the promoter also sometimes fights the artist to show them that I'm the boss.
Yeah.
But then they're also having other bosses, because venue becomes your boss when you are, you know, like somehow.
Yeah.
Somehow you need the venues, you need the sponsors. So everyone wants now to be the boss, and that is killing us from really moving a step. And we cannot fight the other people when we have not cracked the code of, like, us having it easy on ground. I don't know if you get my point. Like,
I get you 100%.
You know, like it's like, really, like, if I want a feature from G, and he asks for money from me, and then I can't afford it, there is no way I'm going to tell another person that, try G. Yeah. Because I'll be like, trying, but that's already negative. Yeah. You know? So it's supposed to start with us. The price or the other things of showing off should be on the other side. I believe Nigerians did that. Yeah. I believe that they shot videos at the lowest cost and gave us the price of the 10,000.
Yeah, of course, you know, for marketing.
Yes, and then for us, we fell for that, and we're like, oh, I'm also pricing my videos like that, and then,
it gets to a level whereby you fail to do what you gotta do, because you're trying to live up to a fiction that you saw.
So the industry fell into the hands of the people who can, but they don't have the talent. Yeah. And we cannot blame them, because they can influence a lot of things, because money runs a lot of things. Yeah. Yes. But to finish this conversation about this, I'm loving the direction that we're taking as an industry. Yeah. All this that we are calling, aka bubblegum. Yeah. It's not a problem. Yeah. And the good music is also being bubblegum, because it's getting off the scene, like, quickly. Yeah. So the concerts, not flopping, but having less people. Because people call it flopping, but it's not flopping. I want to come to your concert, but I don't feel
I don't feel like there is
ads,
anything
yes.
I'm really...
So I didn't pay for it. I didn't come
Yeah.
to your concert, but it doesn't mean that I wouldn't have come.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like people flopping it's not flopping.
Yeah.
It's just that the interest now has gone down.
Yeah.
So that leads us to what we always wanted.
Yeah.
To stream our music. I think I'm loving that. That it's going to be slowly.
Yeah.
We are going to graduate into people who are streamed.
Yeah. The focus is going to the good music that is being streamed on.
And the musicians are also going to focus on like, okay, I cannot make a concert.
Yeah.
I'm also scared to do it because the media is going to say I'm flopping. Then, okay, I'm not going to have a hit song in Uganda, but if I put it online and then I promote it and then add this country and promote in that way, I might get the traction I need and get the fans and the funds I need online. You do that.
So is it safe to say that are the artists, have they lost trust in the fans, or have the fans lost, trust in the artist? Which one could outweigh the other? Because if the artist is afraid of holding a concert, that means he's afraid that people are not going to turn up.
You know this incidents where your own friend doesn't come to your concert?
Yeah, and the friends usually want to show you that no, it should be okay.
Yeah, it should be okay.
You understand? For me, as your friend, it should be okay if I don't turn up.
Even if I don't turn up,
I support you always with other yours. Things.
Yes. So anyway, for me, I feel like it started a long time ago when Uganda, the industry grew. It grew into like, Uganda. This is the Ugandan thing.
Yeah.
This is how things grow in Uganda.
Yeah.
For example, I remember when Boda Bodas came.
Yeah.
There were these bikes that were called Met.
Yeah.
Then from Met we got, is it Boxad and whatever. But when the Met was, actually we heard the song Boda Boda. It meant there were bicycles.
Yeah.
So the bicycles, they failed to regulate the bicycles.
Yeah.
Motorbikes came. These bicycles lost the war.
Yeah.
Then the Met also lost to the whatever that is there now.
Yeah.
But all this time we were failing to regulate who comes in.
Yeah.
How should they present themselves? Which stages should they take?
Yeah.
And now we are suffering with trying to make them safe, to make borders safe, to make numbers on the border. Wear a helmet. We fight. But it's our problem because when things are happening, we tend to wait and see how it comes, how it works out. So that's what we are also facing. We saw music grow, and they waited to see. Yet we could have we could have started immediately and say, "Hey, copyright.
How do we structure this?
Yes, let's structure this thing. It's happening.
Yeah,
it's happening. Like now, the new thing now. We used to have nights where you go, you chill, you ball, and they give you some drinks, and then you perform.
Yeah.
Now it is live music.
Yeah.
If you can't sing live, the bands have taken over.
Yeah.
They sing covers.
Yeah.
And then they invite one artist or two.
Yeah.
Who can sing live.
Yeah.
So you see the shift, and already you see how jobs are going. Like for other artists who cannot sing live are going. Then it is the shift already happens. And no one is regulating. They're like, let's see where it goes.
Yeah.
And now they are looking at the bands and saying, you're singing covers. Now we need to tax you for the covers.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they would have started it when they see that the bands are ready now everywhere. Like, okay, guys, eat covers.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Karaoke covers,
Yeah.
That I think we have that.
Yeah.
That is the problem.
Yeah.
So getting to the fans. The fans became critics.
Yeah.
And we cannot shy away from that. They are critics.
Yeah.
We don't have fans anymore.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I might have fans. We have few fans. But most of them became critics because they listen to radio so much, they enter into the character of the presenter. They're like, everyone became Kasuku, like, for some reason, when Talk and Talk was there.
Yeah.
They used to speak like that.
Yeah.
because those people are the ones who said Oyo Yagwa.
Yeah.
It became even a thing. Like they discuss it. Like fans are discussing Oyo Yagwa tachaina chatugam, and you're like, you are a fan. A fan is supposed to be a fan of, someone. You don't criticize.
Yeah.
The only time Ugandans are at one and they respect your decision is when it is football.
Yeah.
If you realize, because they are real fans of football.
Yeah.
So I wish that we could get fans that are like football fans, because football fans, yes, they diss Manchester.
Yeah.
But they don't do only dissing.
Yeah.
They actually support Arsenal and they really take it to their heart, and they support even when they are failing.
Yeah.
So that's to me, that's support.
Yeah.
Having been in Germany for 3 years, I was working backstage. I got the privilege to be backstage when Beyonce is singing.
Yeah.
Backstage when Harry, the one from One Direction, was singing.
Yeah.
The Weeknd. I had a selfie with Sabrina Carpenter, and I didn't know this woman would blow up.
Yeah.
So I'm giving you that because I saw how fans are real.
Yeah.
These people could line up from here to Yard when the show is at 8. That's when they enter, and the real show is going to start at 9 or 10.
Yeah. So
they line up from here, they get their food, they camp in the line.
Yeah.
Bro, it's priceless. Priceless. I'm not saying they should line up for my concert.
Yeah.
But they should know what they want.
To me, I'm like, they should line up because they know why they should line up.
Exactly.
They know why they're lining up because, like you said, most presenters and, I believe that what you speak can come to life.
Yeah.
And influence the atmosphere.
It does.
And when these people say this artist fell off, in my mind I'm like, what do you mean? Are you forgetting Rising Star, how it felt, how it motivated you? Have you forgotten that first?
Yeah.
And then you can ride on that and keep supporting the artist.
Yes.
And be like, you know what, I'm going to see Maro regardless for what I believe and what they meant to me.
Yes.
Because when you say they fell off, that means you're squashing everything.
You're squashing. Me, I don't believe in that. Like, for example, I've never thought of Jose Chameleone.
Yeah.
Even if he doesn't release a song, I've never thought he's not there.
Yeah.
I've felt his presence from the word go, because these are people who inspired us.
Yeah.
Maurice Kiria.
Yeah.
Yes, shout outs to him. I speak to him, and he was looking for me when this tragedy happened.
Situation,
and he has a close contact, and I'm going to reach out to him. But I've never thought of these people less.
Yeah.
Be it even up to Palazzo.
Yeah.
Everyone I've been a fan of.
Yeah.
I've never thought of them less. I don't care if they don't grace a good concert.
Yeah.
I don't care if other people don't come.
Yeah.
I am a fan.
Yeah.
Like, I'm one of those people who has gone to concerts. Let me tell you something. I've gone to Naira Ali's concert.
Yeah.
At Sharing Hall.
Yeah.
It was her first concert.
Yeah.
And she was not known.
Yeah.
I told her that she couldn't believe it. When I went to Epas's concert, I didn't ask for Simanyi Bampe
special treatment or
whatever. No. I went, I even sat in ordinary.
Yeah.
And watched the show. Enjoyed it.
Enjoyed it.
Very much. Very much. Because I'm a fan.
Yeah.
I would love to be a fan and enjoy things.
Yeah.
I've been at many concerts. Like for Maurice Kiria, I cannot imagine. I went to Chameleons and went to when they had the same day, concerts on the same day.
Yeah.
I went to Chameleons first, and then I went to Maurice Kiria's when he said his concert was 50,000 by then.
Yeah.
That year. So me, I don't care.
Yeah.
For me, if I support you, I support you, and I don't want to wait for another person to tell me that this is good. And this, like I said, in Europe, when you are in Europe,
you
realize it's good for people to really not only Europe, but it's good people for people to move around.
Yeah.
Like when I'm in Zambia there, I've realized that what we are good at and what we don't have on the other side,
Yeah.
what they don't have on the other side.
Yeah.
And I see how Uganda is a step ahead.
Yeah.
But still, like I said, the border phenomenon that we have of like things are going laissez-faire.
Yeah.
They fall into place and you're like, ah, nice, we have our piece.
Yeah.
Ah, nice, we have this one.
Yeah.
But then you're given a chance to choose one to represent you at a certain place, and then you like, I think I would go back to Nava.
Yeah.
I send you maybe Irene Nambiru if she's in the country. I can send you. Why would you do that?
Yeah.
So it's the fans that lead us to that direction, because actually some person yesterday talked to me and was like, but I think I blame you artists. You made us get used to what you did.
Yeah. And
I'm like, no, we never did one style. If you listen to my music, it's a catalog.
Yeah.
Rising Star doesn't sound like Mazokwe Tegeza. Mazokwe Tegeza is a different chord from Mubi Bubi.
Yeah.
Different chords. I do what inspires me, and I step in different shoes, do music.
Yeah.
I want it to speak to people, but also it starts with me.
Yeah.
So, and I cannot stop doing that.
That's for sure. And it's interesting because we support these artists, you know, for what they do. But then we can't choose them to represent us on bigger platforms because we don't believe they have what it takes to really, you know, like compare to what the other people, because they are going to, they're going to be like, are these the artists you have from, you know, that side?
You know what? Also, that's what they do. They did to certain brands. Certain brands were really up there.
Yeah.
But again, then they talk about them like, and I know that she's good, but you know, but again, you know, singing and live and whatever.
Yeah.
You don't do that.
Yeah.
If you put them up there, believe that they can do it.
Yeah.
Let's make a diamond platinum.
Yeah.
Let's make him. Let's make him. Let other people criticize him.
Yeah.
But for us, it is Tanzania, and this is our guy.
Yeah.
You have him or you have nothing.
Whether it sounds good to you or not, is our best.
You're taking our guy.
Yeah.
You know, we need to back it up. We need to back it up with something, because you know there's some comparisons that are being made, and like you said, you know, artists, yes, they have to have the confidence.
Yeah.
Like you talked about the word of the mouth and what it creates.
Yeah.
For example, Apis is great because he says it all the time.
Yeah.
And he reminds you.
Yeah.
And it gives you a chance. He tells you to go and check him out.
Yeah.
And then what you find is great.
Yeah.
And then you stamp it. You stamp
exactly.
it. Like, you know, I think, he is what he says he is.
Yeah.
But you see what it does to him in the industry. It's like they put you aside.
Yeah.
It has also been done to me. Like
it's like a continuous.
They know what you can do, and they're like, oh, you work happy. And the person they're talking about is like, really, you're like, what are you doing to the industry?
Yeah.
So I think everyone can come in and do it out, but we also have to know whom we maintain, and if we maintain that person, we should be able to have the back for them.
Yeah.
Let's back them up. Let's break our legs for that person. Because now, for example, we have a piece. We have Gloria Bougie. We have Laika Music. We can also use them.
Yeah.
Our industry can grow with these people.
Yeah.
But the fact that we want them to be our own and we own them and we just don't want to give them to the world, it's bad.
Yeah.
There's many talents that we are just sitting on. They have to be Ugandan. They have to sing Luganda. They have to be ours. Breaking the odds like Joshua is doing.
Yeah. It's
opening eyes, and again when the eyes are open, they're like, we don't deserve him. Yes, you don't, because you're not helping him. Why doesn't Baraka do a concert in Uganda?
Yeah.
Like he has to take a long while to do it because he has to gather the funds.
Yeah.
But the fans are there.
Yeah.
They are listening to him and they are just waiting like, let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
Maybe next year he'll be ripe.
Yeah.
No, please.
Yeah, it's quite interesting because when you go to, these other countries, the young artists get the support from their first concert, their very first release, like they're shown love, they make money instantly, and it encourages them and they keep doing. They're like, I need the next one, the next one, the next one.
It is about honesty and genuine love.
Yeah.
What I told you before, that, that people support music, they should support music the way they support teams.
Yeah.
It is happening like that in Germany.
Yeah.
When I reached there and I was working a normal job like that, like I said, backstage, people were like, but you have this hair, you look like, I went to some concert and they were like, because Kendrick Lamar was about to come and I wasn't going to be around to work. And, but some guy was like, but you look like Kendrick Lamar. I was like, it was a funny. And I was like, but I'm also a musician. You can look at my music.
Yeah.
So when they heard that I was doing music, they were like, you did a song with Mark Foster.
Yeah.
It's lovely music. So let me tell you what they said. It's lovely. It's good music, but it's pop.
Yeah.
It's not my kind.
Yeah.
But a lot of people love him.
Yeah.
My niece, she's so in love with that person.
Yeah.
You get what I'm talking about? It's like Tazalaye.
Yeah.
But he's telling you how he knows this person, respects this person. Yeah. But that's not his kind of music.
Yeah.
I like metal, I like hip hop, they tell you what they like.
Yeah.
And if they're showing up for what they like, they will come and they will give in the time.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So the problem here is like we end up like Apas is singing and you pretend you know.
Yeah.
But that's not your kind of music.
Yeah.
And then you start to, comment.
Yeah.
Don't. If he's weak, you're breaking his heart. Because you're not actually a fan. You're just that's not your music.
True.
So if it's not your music, focus on the music that you like, and then focus on the artists that you like, and push them until the end. They will grow.
Yeah.
Like, be genuine. Be honest to your heart.
Yeah.
What you love.
Yeah.
Because I see that in the villages there's honesty.
Yeah.
Because you cannot just go and do a concert if you're hip hop.
Yeah.
They're not going to come. They're going to say, that's not my thing. You guys go. Your children go. I pay for you, you go.
Yeah.
Me, I'm waiting for Chiwewa. And they will go, they will show up for Chiwewa.
Yeah.
Then Kampala comes in. Kampala is like, are you guys going for Apas? I don't know his songs, but I'm going. Because so and so is going.
Yeah.
It's just, it doesn't work. It gives us,
So the genuine love is diluted by other factors.
Yeah, we should have it.
Yeah. Do you feel like when it's time for an artist to do a concert here, most times the crowd is like, you can know when people are like, let's wait and see.
They're always waiting.
Yeah, they're like, let's wait and see. And personally, I believe that the individuals out there are always like, the same way I've not gone, so and so has not gone, very many people, so I'm sure it's gonna flop, because of different influences that probably the artist has portrayed in terms of, so it also reflects back to the artists that because they know that that's how it is, the crowd is like that, they're going to hump onto or jump onto, other factors to hold them up there. To hold their confidence, to hold the concert. Yeah. And then they go political, they're trying to use these influences. You think the music has lost the power to pull the people?
Music has lost a lot of power.
Yeah.
Because right now, content is, lack of a better word, sex.
Yeah.
Politics.
Yeah.
What else? Sports.
Yeah.
These are the things that we give a soundtrack to.
Yeah.
You see now videos of Yamin Yamal, and then there's a slow song because he's really doing some chemistry, like with the ball, and they put a song.
Yeah.
TikTok came because it gives you add sound. It doesn't start with the sound.
Yeah.
It says add sound. So it's also up to you to add the sound or not.
Yeah.
So music is now just a soundtrack to all these things that are sellable.
Yeah.
And it is bad for us.
Yeah.
So music is losing it.
Yeah.
And it will land into, we will land on that ground that we are talking about of like now social media is going to take over to pay us.
Yeah.
So that's where we're heading. We're heading to, using the DSPs to be paid. Like we're going to use Spotify and all these things to get money and to get rich.
Yeah.
So that's the direction. But when it comes to the concerts, I feel like to the artists, I feel like artists shouldn't wait for anything to do a concert. This is my take. Do a concert today. Advertise it the way you can. Get sponsors. Let it look legit. Don't make a poster if you don't have any sponsor.
Yeah.
At least let a sponsor be the poster sponsor.
Yeah.
Let it look legit. Make your concert.
Yeah.
Make sure your thing is publicized well. Like, I mean, also the video coverage is on point. Let it be a concert for your fans.
Yeah.
They grow each time. They grow each time. Do it. There will be 50 people. Those who have seen, there will be more. They'll become 100 and 200 and whatever. Keep on doing concerts. It doesn't matter when or where. Just make sure you have time and you're ready to do a concert. Concert doesn't mean you have 10,000 people.
Yeah.
That's what is killing the industry.
Yeah.
Everyone is waiting to see how many people you got. But concerts mean music.
Yeah.
And you're singing to the people.
So
it doesn't even matter which venue.
Yeah.
I can call you at my house and have a concert.
Yeah.
So we should get back to that. That concert is when an artist is singing to you live.
Yeah.
That's all we should care about. And have I experienced that? Did I love it? Do I need it again? Then another concert. And it will grow like that. That's why people grow bigger places, because they have been doing it over a certain time.
Yeah.
That's what we should do. That's what the artists should do.
Yeah.
But the ticket behavior should change. We should continue doing the online ticket before concert.
Yeah.
Because it's going to help us. And that's where we're heading, because if you're not sure, you have to insure your concert. And after insuring your concert, you have to be assured of the people who are coming by having tickets ready already.
Yeah.
And then let them buy them and know I have 100 people who have bought the ticket. Then I can go on with the concert. Or you're like, I'm taking it down because it is only 100 and the seating place is 500. So you will all have your money.
Yeah.
Or we recover the money and get another venue. And then you come to the concert. We should have that assurance. Because people in Uganda are so bandwagon-like in thinking. That's what I say. They don't have the genuine love. Me, if I want to go to Zuli Tams's concert, I don't care how many people are going to come there. He's my G, and also I love his music, and I will support him whenever. So it means I will be in the crowd. I've ever gone to international concerts, and I've been at the front. And people were like, he cannot afford VIP. No, I want to enjoy the concert.
You want to enjoy.
Yeah, so I am standing right there at the barricade to enjoy Chronics. And you sit back there, you will not breathe him in. I that's okay. So I just think we should, the genuine love that I'm talking about, the fans should not be influenced by another person not coming. Because that is what we are scared of. But it should also be like the fans should be, be legit and be true to yourself. Like if you love G, go to GNL's concert. Don't go because ogenda. Man, simanyi. Man, gwoba togenda nange sigenda. You're not a fan.
Sure thing.
Not a fan.
The love us to lead.
Yeah.
Yeah, the love for the music. What's your thoughts on comparisons of the new generation and the old generation? You know, the millennials, I will say, and the Gen Zs.
Millennials.
You know, some of us are tapping into both. You know, the 1994 born,
yes.
we're tapping into both, and
Yes.
you know, you talked about. I was telling my friend here that, you know, I've not seen any collaboration with The Good Life that wasn't dope.
Now you're talking.
You know.
Let me tell you something. This generation has no leader.
Yeah.
And that is the problem.
Yeah.
We had leaders of new school.
Yeah.
Every time the school changed.
Yeah.
When the school changed with Chameleon,
yeah.
he was the leader.
Yeah.
And he had Radiant Weasel, all these people under his wing.
Yeah.
So that was the generation of like cluster. Baboon Forest,
yeah.
You have Swangs Avenue, you have to have another Firebase, you have to have Leon Island, you have to have even Gargamel.
Yeah.
So if you didn't come from a camp,
yeah,
you were nothing.
Yeah.
And that was also credibility, street credibility. You're like,
yeah.
You're a musician, so which camp?
Where you from?
You're like, yo, Firebase, yo, this.
Yeah.
So that generation came like that.
Yeah.
And then we had Good Life. Good Life grew up, grew.
Yeah.
And when they grew, for them, they spread the love.
Yeah.
And they're like, you're good? Okay, I work with
together.
You. You're good? Let's do
Let's
it.
work together.
I've heard your music.
Yeah.
Let's do it. You're good, actually. Let's do it. They actually brought many artists on.
Yeah.
And than this generation. We had many old stars, and the behavior was, normal to have. Even young stars had their own together songs. And this helped the industry to grow.
Yeah.
It helped the industry to grow. And this is vice versa when it comes to this generation. It's like everyone is an individual.
Everybody's
and
by
even when you
themselves.
call someone for a collaboration, you're so much in trouble than when you call a person who is from a generation that was bridging.
Yeah.
There's a generation that was bridging.
Yeah.
There's those guys who came after us, a little bit after us.
Yeah.
Before lockdown, let me say. Those are people like you could really work with, because they know you inspired them.
They tapped into
But you know that, to me, there's some things very malam.
Yeah.
Like when I see people of the Gen Z saying or you're Tainam or Kuru or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, that's what you think. But you know yourself that Rising Star was your best song, or it inspired you.
Yeah.
Because it was a song that was sung like the message was of any artist and all that.
Yeah.
So I feel like the new generation should go back to working together.
Yeah.
The collaborations, yes, are good, but let's have some all-stars.
Basically, they should wish each other
well.
Well.
Bro.
And great.
I went to Zina Awards last year. Good thing, and shout out to Galaxy FM and all of them.
Yeah.
Because those are people who brought us. No, like we worked together.
Yeah.
Because as a new radio station, they worked with Vocal Police. We were young.
Yeah.
And they wanted that young generation and whatever.
Yeah.
So I always brought the whole crew on radio, and they could invite us anytime. And, and also even a few of my managers and whatever, they became presenters there.
Yeah.
Not to mention the names. And, so this is like family.
Yeah.
So I shout out to them, and they're doing a good job.
Yeah.
In whatever they do. But the inviting only musicians in this crowd, it exposed us so much that Rachel Ray was singing songs that were banging.
Yeah.
And everyone was like this, because they don't want to show this person that they really dig your music, or like you will show off. But that's bad.
Yeah.
Me, I would think if I was having even Vampino on stage, I would stand up.
Yeah.
Because this is music that, you know, even right now, the new generation, when I had Doki on stage, I was singing, and I was looking at him. I was happy. I was attentive because I love his music. And seeing all the other people pretending, it was bad. You know, it was bad. Like, the atmosphere was bad for other musicians who were on stage. I didn't like it.
And I think it's a spirit that is, you know, starting to weaver through, you know, all of us Ugandans, in a way that even when you go to the club, I keep asking my friends, why did these people come to the club if everybody's on their phone? You know? And it's like people are peace, they're not really, you know, connected in a way. There is always something I tell most of my peers that I'm with. I tell them, you know what? A pastor was preaching and he said, you know, what Jesus spoke always took effect. It was, at that time, I was trying to explain to why probably, you know, there is a lot of poor people in churches. Because it was like, the way you're acting, you don't want to share with others and everything. The poor you will always have in church. Because you're not showing humanity. You pray to God, but you're not treating God's people the way God tells you to treat each other. You understand? So I think when it comes to, and it was like, what's interesting was that he said Jesus was in position of power. So when he said that, it took effect. So the people who are in position of power in our industry, they always say things, and they don't realize that I'm in this position, there are people following me, the people listen to me every day, and they're going to take it like that.
Listen, I told my managers one time, because we were now transitioning. It took me a full year and a half convincing people to come to Vocopolis and that it will work. And after that, I got hits like Mobi Wobi, and then it was overwhelming, and I was like, you know what? Because they were now wanting to get out and whatever, because they thought I was caring about only myself, but it was the music. It goes. We have no control. I couldn't stop Mobi Wobi from being that big. So I started building humble management. With my managers, I'm like, you know what? Let's make a management company, an agency that can run Vocopolis. Let's have a few artists, those who will stay, then we put them under humble management. And let's be prepared when copyright or anything comes. And we've been giving money to the agencies and waiting for LPs, what are they called? You know, so we're like, you know what we have to do is be an agency, go direct to the sponsors, discuss our deals, and make our own concerts and all that. So in that moment, I was trying to see that we have some like organized, we're already organized to face the world. And because with copyright in mind and whatever, I was like, you know, my problem is I'm just a Musoga underdog. Even if I woke up and undressed and went to this city square and said, we want copyright, they would say, Musoga Gudedel. That's what I was always telling them. But if Chameleon, not that is the only guy who could do that, I was like, but at least imagine Chameleon if he stood up and just stood at City Square,
took a stand, and
then
like,
he's not saying anything, his mouth is shut, and the board is saying, we need copyright. Just one guy. The president would call, why is Chameleon standing there alone? Because he listens to Chameleon. That's what I think. What I thought last time, I was like, he must be listening to Chameleon. Chameleon is the artist. But yes, that's what you actually mentioned. Like, there's a lot of things that take effect because of our mouth
Yeah.
and what we say
Yeah.
and what the people we influence.
Yeah.
I don't always take myself as a person who is influencing those who are not close to me.
Yeah.
Because I don't always take a stand and come into the camera to say things to influence others.
Yeah.
I don't like to preach this and preach that and let them listen to me or whatever.
Yeah.
I want it to happen like once, like here. Those who want to listen, who want to hear what I say, and who can pick something from me, they can.
Yeah.
But everyone who has been close to me, in my mind and my heart, I know that they gain something when they are with me.
Yeah.
Because I believe that I'm supposed to give them knowledge.
Yeah.
And not only just, hang with me and that's all.
Yeah.
First of all, I don't drink, so they have nothing to offer. So
Yeah.
and I have nothing to offer. So what I'm offering is my brain, and I can really dissect anything in their career and tell them, this is what I think.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
Yeah, and to dive into a little bit of what has been happening, recently a DJ came out and was like criticizing what we would call particularly he was speaking about GNL, and he said G has not had a hit in his last 2 albums, and so in the comment poured was like, yo, you're trying to drag G into
into your competition,
this recent shenanigans, but this is a legend. When you talked about leaders, he led hip hop at a certain point whereby when you talked about leaders, it ringed in my mind that then G was a leader then.
Yes.
Because some of us had camps at school, and we called them Baboon Forest.
Wow.
And everyone was like, yo, did you listen to this rap? Did you just one verse could just speak to like everybody at school.
Yes.
They couldn't wait to listen to another track.
Yeah, I also saw a blogger saying, GNL, you're not the greatest, you're not the what.
Yeah.
This is the only guy who made hip hop, he made hip hop seem easy.
Yeah.
In our ears, it's easy to listen to. They welcomed it.
Yeah.
The reason that I was laughing is because I have a story about that time.
Yeah.
So I was at campus and I had friends, like I said, I was doing choruses for hip hop artists, and I could come freestyle the choruses, and there was guys like a guy called Eloquent. There's a guy. Man, hip hop was underground. It was bad and crazy. Guys could rap on just drums, and it was crazy downtown there.
Yeah. So,
but coming from campus, I walk from there, go to Sabrina's, getting ready. I was in a Nyamba Devi Jento Byanga, tucked in already, and all that, and put my bag on the side, get in, do some choruses and freestyle. Because my dream was big.
Yeah.
Actually, my dream was to have a session with Steve Jean.
Yeah.
You get. So I also told Steve Jean that inspired me, because I was looking for money to just come into your presence.
Yeah.
That's how you inspired me, because I saw no one who would do the R&B I want to do like him. And in those times, there was there was a bridge. Janelle comes in. He's also overwhelmed because his music just blew so crazy.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing G also with earpieces and trying to remember his lyrics, because maybe he has released the song yesterday and we all know it.
Yeah.
But he has to maybe remember stuff. And I was looking at G, and you know what we all did? We were like, this is not real hip hop. You know what? This guy is not doing hip hop. I was on that side. Yeah. That's the funny thing. That's why I was laughing. I was on that side. I was like, I don't think hip hop is like that. Yeah. But behind I was like, God, this is inevitable, you know?
Yeah.
And we accepted defeat. Because we were all like, Babaluku,
Yeah.
underground.
Yeah.
But we're like, wait a minute, this is hip hop.
Yeah.
And he literally named the thing Luga Flow.
Yeah.
Bro, and it's a category now.
Yeah.
And we have never gotten a name for Ugandan music.
Yeah.
But we have Luga Flow for hip hop.
Yeah.
They should at least respect that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Everyone started birding out.
Yeah.
Copying the same style.
Yeah.
Finding their own style.
Yeah.
Through him.
Yeah.
So that's a legacy, bro.
Yeah.
That's a legacy. The concert.
Yeah.
A legacy, bro.
Yeah.
Like, no hip hop artist just came like 5 songs ahead and makes a concert.
Yeah.
None.
Yeah.
None. And we don't have many hip hop artists here.
Yeah.
Like, who have done that.
Yeah.
Or who can do that.
That's for sure.
There's no new, I feel like there's no new hip hop artists.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because when my friend Fefe is there.
Yeah.
But he had to do a lot to get into the league.
Yeah.
You know, because acceptance wasn't really there. But if, like with the GNLs, you know, mentoring and you know, it's influence and all that.
Yeah.
He knows that it's possible, and he did it because he knew it was possible.
Yeah.
And he can always look up and also say something about GNL.
Yeah.
And with no bad blood.
Yeah.
We should also respect that and say, you know what, this is the guy. Because I when it comes to me, there's a guy from Busoga, I don't remember the name.
Yeah.
He goes on TV and he says Maro did nothing for the Busoga, and I was like, okay, maybe I didn't come to shake your hand, bring you to Kampala and do this. But there's a lot of things that I did to influence many people.
Yeah.
Like when I told people that I'm the first artist to do a concert outside Kampala.
Yeah.
Like the main concert. And they're like, oh, yeah, really? Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
But then when they see Raji, they don't remember that there's a guy who did it. Because this guy is not blowing his trumpet all the time.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. And when we were at Freedom City yesterday or like last weekend, still, I told them I was the first to do a concert here. They're like, oh yeah, it's true. Because we don't talk about or blow the trumpet of the things that we do. Sometimes people take away their, the credit.
Yeah.
But of course, like when it comes to GNL, these are people who did things not thinking where it's going to lead, but they all just trusted themselves and did this.
Yeah.
So I don't think anyone should, like minimize like such a brand.
Yeah.
Just because you don't understand it.
Yeah.
Yes, I think many people minimize people because they don't understand them.
Yeah.
They don't understand the brand or whatever they did was extraordinary.
Yeah.
So they don't know what to say about it, but they want to just say something.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, GNL is not supposed to even release a hit song.
Yeah.
It's not about a hit.
Yeah.
You listen to his verse.
Yeah.
You get. It's like me asking The Myth to give me a hit song.
Yeah.
I have to just listen to him. You get.
Yeah.
Like you just have to listen to him. You know what he stands for.
Yeah.
And you know he's still great because when you listen to the lyrics, you're like, this is my guy, you know?
Yeah.
And I think music should also be consumed better.
Yeah.
Like it goes back to what we were saying. Like the fans and even the presenters and just the critiques.
Yeah.
And they think everyone has to critique to be a good presenter, which is a bad thing for us. It's like, it's really bad. Yeah. Everyone is copying. They're not creating their own blueprint.
Yeah.
If someone is blowing up because of negativity, they follow.
Yeah.
And then that's how they blog and that's how they present.
Yes.
It's bad.
Yeah. Yeah, and sincerely, it's like people really forget the impact, you know.
We forget easily.
We forget
and that's why sometimes when someone is gone, then we start to say, but did you believe this? You know. Everyone is talking about radio.
Yeah.
Nicely.
Yeah.
When he was there, abo ba good day.
Yeah.
Abo good.
Yeah.
But do you even remember that these guys released hit after hit?
Hit after hit.
Albums after albums.
Collaborations.
Dope like they didn't care about that. They were just saying about good day.
Yeah.
And then tragedy struck, and now they're like, oh yo, legend. Achaina nyimba ngabi nkumi bili.
Yeah.
Really, he was there. You didn't really care.
And I think the new generation should just accord respect to the older generation, because the catalogs these people produced and what they did, what they dealt with, you know, there was no social media to keep the hype. It was genuine and organic love from the front.
Bro, like, really, do you know that an MC told me to try to sing Lusoga from Busoga?
Yeah.
And I insisted. I said, no, I have to sing at Club Silk, where everyone comes. Because I feel like this is where it's supposed to be. Yeah. I want to be a brand that is a Musoga, but doing good music. Yeah. That is in Lusoga, and I want everyone to know this is a brand that is also can be in Kampala. Yeah. But when you see some people say, it did nothing, there's nothing, the new guys are better. Yes, they have that. They have the ears because we opened some. Yeah. And shout outs to General Megadi. He told me, he met me at the bar. I was singing my song called Biweo. Yeah. And he could see how I was doing it, because I was just not caring about if you have a good song in Luganda and it is new. Yeah. I came with Biweo. This is my song I'm pushing for now. Yeah. And we had a tendency of like, if you have a new song, you give it a grace period of like 4 to 6 months. Yeah. Okay, Aziz taught me that. Yeah. So when I brought Biweo and I was like, okay, now this is my new song, so I give it 6 months. Bro, I sang this song tirelessly. Everywhere I went, I said, this is my new song. I sang other songs and said, this is my new song, this is my new song, this is my new song. Tunina Mwavasoga, this is my new song. And Megadi said, you know what? I love what you're doing and keep on doing it. Yeah. Because it always pays. Yeah. When you work, it always pays. Yeah. So, yeah, the things that we went through, it was resilience. Yeah. You have to be strong, because people tell you, Omsoga ngamba choyo, vayo. I've had a performance, really laughed us, and the kid was really serious in my face, and I just smiled and I sang. Yeah. And it was just, and another fan is the one who told him, like, you know what, we are going to carry you away from here. Yeah. If you don't like his music, go away. Yeah. If you don't like Lusoga, just go away. Go away. But you cannot insult a guy in front of his face. He's performing for us. For us, we love it. Yeah. We're not supposed to be Basoga to really, you know. Yeah. And it was tough. But these are things that you go through and you're like, okay, I have to. If your negativity is not going to make me budge. So yeah, that's why we're here. Interesting.
So a lot of artists and fans attribute to other artists leaving at a point. By leaving, I mean like going abroad to like, you know, and they attribute it to, that's why he had to leave. He's now trying to, you know, because it's not working for them anymore here, things like that. And other fellow artists say, well, I never left. That means I stood for, you know, for you guys. So you should support me more than you support the one who left. You understand? In a sense. I saw that. I know what you mean. Yeah, in a sense. Yeah. What's your thought on that?
Well, I think everyone has reasons for leaving Uganda. Yeah. And in that case, I cannot say that particular artist left for this reason. Yeah. But we can listen and hear from his lyrics and maturity and delivery that it's not that he couldn't do it. Yeah. And it's not that we cannot listen to him. If you see how many views he grosses like in a week, and how many people just want to see or listen to him. Yeah, I think, you know, the industry also frustrates us. Yeah. To a certain level that if you leave, you're like, I'm glad I left. Yeah. And for me, I had to take that break because I felt like I was doing the same thing, bro. Yeah. Like, for me, from January, I started thinking about the concert in September. Yeah. I sent my emails to my sponsors in February. Yeah. Talking about a show in September. Yeah. I had to have a song already and say this is the concert song, because those days it was a song that leads to the concert. Yeah. And you believe in the song, and then you push the song, and then you make them believe that Anjagala is going to be worth your money. Yeah. And then another year comes, you get another song, you do the same thing. Yeah. Another thing. So it was like Osikaru Koba and all that. It was the same. So I was like, when I got the opportunity to go to Germany, and it was for family and to see my daughter to be in her life, I was like, there's nothing I've not done. And I'm not proving anything. I left with Anjagala being still a good song and still a hit. You know, in my career, I've not blown my trumpet at all. And I've seen that my songs have been #1 and no one has said it. And I'm like, it's okay. Because when I had Mobi Wobi, I would have taken every award of male artist or song of the year. Yeah. Trust me. Yeah. And in that year, the same year, I had Chokoba. Yeah. So just imagine how many I would have scooped. Yeah. I didn't fight. Yeah. When Anjagala came, I knew that was one of the #1 songs. Yeah. Because I saw the people I didn't pay. Yeah. I didn't pay for any of this. Yeah. And the biggest song in that time was Ebango Naliwanika. Yeah. I still remember the fact that people could leave that temple and come to mine. Yeah. It just showed that song was big. Yeah. So these are things I left in that moment for my sake. On my side, when I'm talking about my side, I left at that point. So it's not that the industry had failed me, but I also was tired of doing the same thing over and over. And it helped me when I sat down, then I actually appreciated my career. Yeah. I looked at my achievements as achievements. Yeah. And I realized that I'm great. Hence changing my name to Maro the Great. Yeah. Because I felt like now I know what I did in this industry. Yeah. So I'm also thinking, if someone left and he was that good, he didn't leave because he couldn't handle. Yeah. Yeah. It's just the industry, sometimes it becomes frustrating, like, because it is stagnant. Yeah. Like for you. Yeah. People see you participating. Yeah. But deep inside you, you're like, I'm not competing with anyone. I'm just participating, and I'm doing it the same way. Yeah. Shooting the same way, you know, dribbling the same way. You're like, oh, I need to change of environment or something like that. Yeah. Yeah.
The making of Mobi Wobi, was it inspired by a true story, or because the common thing right now is everybody is like, I can't get married.
I know, man.
Today it's all about, at the end of the day, my things are gonna be taken. You know.
You know, when I did that song, I did that song, it was 2014. Yeah. 2014. The truth is, it's not that I stole, but I sampled. Yeah. It is weird because when I was in studio, I told Fizo, I'm like, do you know the "You Rock My World"?
Yeah. That's Michael Jackson.
Yeah, but again, but because he understands me, like, like for Fizo, like for even Gende Wamwe, I came in with something weird. Yeah. to tell him to do. And then also for from Oasis, songs like that, I came with the bass. Like,
yeah.
I'm like, I want this bass to be like, so even Moby Wobi was like that.
Yeah.
And for Moby Wobi, that was weird, like to come up with that.
Yeah.
And then I said, okay, I'm sending this sample
yeah.
to Lutalo.
Yeah.
Lutalo, because we met at Nachivu, I think it was a Chigunda. And we said, yeah, I love your music, bro. Yeah, we should do a song. Every time we met, we should do a song. He sounds like, I'm sending it. So we send the demo. He says, hey, they listen to it, and then they come. They're like, the way you sang here, I will come in and sing, hey, no, I was like, yes, it will work.
Yeah.
Then we did the song. He sang his verse. It's like, I will come in and narrate like this. So it was a normal conversation.
Yeah.
We did that. And then when it was done, the song wasn't done really. I was like, I have to come back and do the bridge. So I came, I did it. And then when I was done with that, I wasn't feeling myself or feeling the song.
Yeah.
So Fizo told me, asked me, what's wrong? I'm like, I don't feel the song. It's so slow.
Yeah.
I don't like the tempo. It's like, bro, it's a good song.
Yeah.
I accept it. Just let's release the song.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Then he finishes the song. I get a song on the flash, send it to these people. The song, the truth about Moby Wobi, it just leaked.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The only person I sent the song was my guy, DJ Nimrod.
Yeah.
But how did I send it to him? I tell him that I'm doing a song with David Lutalo.
Yeah.
And he's like, shit, bro, now. Vow now.
Yeah.
David, shit. We have people like, he named like 2. I was like, no, but it's a good song. First listen. When he listens to it, he's like, bro, bring the song.
Yeah.
But because the combination was weird. This is Maro, R&B, whatever.
Yeah.
Then there's a guy who is doing only concerts until Equatorial.
Yeah.
So it's like it's not really in the mainstream.
Yeah.
So I may not get that credit, but I made him mainstream.
Yeah.
Because that song became a bridge. The next thing he's doing Africana.
Yeah.
And now it's Serena.
Yeah.
You get it? Like, it is spiritual when I listen to that. But it was interesting telling Nimrod about the song, and he was like, why Lutalo? You know?
Yeah.
Because the combination was kind of weird. But that's how it came about. It's actually, I put myself in the shoes of like divorce. It's not that I was divorced. We were 2 young guys trying to scam the industry.
So no girl took nothing of yours.
No one. It's just, actually, there's this guy, I did a song called Gende Wamwe.
Yeah.
And Gende Wamwe was about violence, gender-based, but it was also for the women.
Yeah.
Then he met me at a beach performing.
Yeah.
His name is Elvis. He was working with Coca-Cola that time. He says, but we have now a song for the ladies. Why don't you make us a song for the men? And I was like, okay. So I had that in mind when I was doing this song. Okay. You get it?
Yeah.
So this was like me trying to give back to the guys.
Yeah.
But again, women love Moby Wobi. I don't know why, but they love it so much. I think they love. Women are the biggest fans.
Yeah.
And they won't lie to you. If they don't like you, they don't like you.
That's for sure.
Women lead the industry in like fans.
Yeah.
Because if they come there, the guys are coming.
Yeah.
You get.
You could say that women express genuinely more than the guys.
Yes, because you pass by. If they like you.
Yeah.
They will leave the guy. They will forget the guy and come back to him later and say, sorry, did you see him?
Yeah.
I love his music. They won't lie to you. They won't do like, like for us guys.
Can't hide it.
Like a guy and It's like, for us, it's like ego is at the front, at the front line.
I've seen that with GNL a lot. Like, ladies can't help when they see him. They just leave the guy, go take a picture, give him a hug.
And then they go back. And then they tell the guy about it. I love him. I love his music.
You know.
And I love, So, but for some reason they love Mobibubi. Yeah. Yet I was doing it thinking, okay, I'm doing it, you know.
Yeah.
The guys
in
the
solidarity.
Guys should, in solidarity of the guys who say, you know what, hey. Yeah. Yeah, but that's how it came about. I thought of that.
Yeah. Interestingly, because, you know, Gentleman, the rapper called Fikfa Maker released a song called My Woman Is My Property. And it was typically could have sounded offensive to the women, but
I remember one
instead the women were the biggest fans of the song.
Yes, and there's one person who was like a lawyer or something.
Yeah.
I remember that person came out, why would you call woman your property?
Yeah.
I was like, Uganda is not yet there.
Yeah.
Uganda is not yet there.
Yeah.
Let that come in future where you feel like some things are offensive.
Yeah.
Because we've been listening to music that is demeaning to a woman and the woman is the one dancing.
Yeah.
But it's not Ugandan music.
Yeah.
And here, I don't know, we've been telling our women things.
Yeah.
And they've been telling us things.
Yeah.
Like even when you listen to songs of Kusasira, you listen to, because I listen to all music, so I know the messages that have been demeaning to a man, they have been really brutal.
Yeah.
But still the men listen, and the women listen.
Yeah.
So because we should leave music to be music.
To be music, it's an art, no formula, but you know, just its own language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's true. When you say my woman, my property, is like,
ironically, you know,
Well, ironically, yes, it could.
But given the context,
yes, the woman would be like, nah.
Yeah, she would be like, nah. But the context in which, like, we, like, couples know each other.
Yeah,
they know it's coming from a good place.
Yeah, and even the woman would say the same.
Yeah.
It's like, it takes me back, it reminds me of something. When I got my daughter, we had a problem of me saying my child and her saying my child.
Yeah.
We all were scared of owning this person by saying, we always wanted to say our daughter.
Yeah.
But I was like, no, you can't say my daughter even in front of me. Because it doesn't matter, it's still your daughter.
Exactly, You're unique individuals, so you need to own up to it. Yeah. Looking back at your career, what would you do differently?
Nothing, bro. Nothing.
Yeah.
Because if I didn't choose to sing Lusoga, I think even the normal fans who are not Basoga wouldn't really. Because you know that many people like me for that.
Yeah.
And they're not Basoga, but they like me for that.
Yeah.
And they love my music because of that, because of the confidence.
Yeah.
Mind you, when I said I was a Musoga, the time I did it was the time when a guy like me who speaks like me, the English I'm speaking, and being at campus would be a diss.
Yeah.
Because those times it was a real diss to just say I'm a Musoga.
Yeah.
Because all schools, all campuses, it was like when you say you're Musoga, hey, you're Dankana. It was just like you're Dankana, you're Dankana.
Yeah.
But I said I'm owning it.
Yeah.
I'm owning it. So find a Mudankano singing for you nicely and enjoy it. So I used it against them, like, you know, and thinking of that, I wouldn't change anything.
Yeah.
But for the sake of the answer, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
I went to Germany.
Yeah.
I realized that I would have sung more English.
Yeah.
I couldn't translate Mobi Wubi.
Yeah.
Even when it meant a lot, you know?
Yeah.
I couldn't translate Anjagala. I was like, I know you love the song, but it's too deep than this.
Yeah.
It's too deep. Like, my first line is a punchline.
Yeah.
But you cannot explain that, you know, sugarcane has sugar.
Yeah.
But it's not similar to you. You have to explain too much. You can't translate it by singing it. Like, the melody would die.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking of many songs that I've done. I'm like, Chokoba.
Yeah.
You're like, you know?
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think more English would have been good because, yes, one of the things I can sing English, but also you reach out to many people. You reach out to many people. Because now in Zambia, I'm there, but I sing, when I sing, it's like, oh, this word is similar to our in our language, to those in our languages, those words. But if I sang English that they understand, it will be easier to just bridge.
Yeah.
Or like do concerts without,
Yeah.
You can still be a Ugandan artist who is crossing over.
Yeah.
So it took away that.
Yeah. What are some of the things, the most important things you've learned about yourself as a musician?
Well, I've learned that I'm unique.
Yeah.
Because I remember starting out, it was me thinking I should sing like Maurice.
Yeah.
He knows this. Yeah. He knows this. And I mention Maurice every chance I get, because I disturbed him a lot in the loos of Garden City. Whenever I went to the toilet, I wanted to play him music, talk to him about.
That's Maurice Kyria.
Maurice Kyria.
Yeah.
So I disturbed him a lot, and but he stayed a friend. He stayed a friend. That I give props to him. Like, it's impossible, man. But I'm also a friends keeper. I keep a lot of relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah, but music, I think there's nothing I would think of that would change the way I'm unique.
Yeah.
But I realized it because I went to studio with radio.
Yeah.
And believe me, this was my moment.
Yeah.
And then when radio sang, I had to alter my verse.
Yeah.
It was good, but I felt like it wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
Altered it, but Nessim told me, bro, it's good.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, but I have to change it. Then I sang, and it's like, oh, this is even better.
Yeah.
And I was already thinking of another verse.
Yeah.
So in that moment, I was like, but if you have people close to you that really remind you or tell you about your uniqueness, this is good. Because if I can be on a song and body it like that,
yeah,
like, you are with the person you consider a legend already.
Yeah.
You admire this person, you love him. I've been on a song with Maurice Kyria.
Yeah.
And on this song, believe me, my hook, everyone is singing my hook.
Yeah.
This song with Maurice, I don't know why Uganda didn't play it, but it was a big song. It's almost 1 million views, organic views.
Yeah.
It's with Mark Foster,
the
one I was telling you about, from Germany.
Yeah.
This guy is a stadium status guy. So I went there, performed my verse, a Luganda verse, and then added Lusoga, international level. Yeah. That was good.
Yeah.
But the uniqueness in the voice, the uniqueness in what I write, that's why I know that if someone wrote me something, he has to be knowing me so much for me to not change anything.
Yeah.
You know, like to not touch anything, because I have an identity. I feel that when I write. But it's the uniqueness in the voice. And I feel like I'm also a blessed person. Like, when I do something, I feel like I don't know where it ends up, but when I listen back to it, when I sit back and listen, I'm like, is that me? Sometimes I surprise myself. Yeah. I surprise myself. Yeah. Yeah. So
Interesting. Your collaboration with GNL, how did it come about?
I loved GNL, of course. And then I called him because Chokoba was really doing good. And I remember that he knew some Lusoga. Yeah. And I was like, this would be interesting because this is a guy I love.
He's always trying to speak, but I tell him, bro. Yeah. You're always speaking, but there are words you stop at. Why?
Yes. He stops somewhere. But he knows. He has an idea of Lusoga. Yeah. So that's why I was like, it's OB from, the Basoga will love it. And GNL, the uniqueness and the beat was calling for something like that.
What was it like having him in studio?
It's too fast, that's the thing. Yeah. It was less work, more conversation. You get he's already done, but he wants to do more. Yeah. So you wanted to punch in, you know, some of the words. It feels like he didn't say them right, but we already had the good takes. And I was like, because I always, when I record people like them, I make sure they don't delete anything.
Anything, yeah.
Because I also know myself, like, for me, I do 100 takes, if you don't know.
Yeah.
Like I can do, and I like to do like one take of a verse and even enter the chorus. Yeah. Because I like the sound of a natural voice. So most of the time, I'm taking like 5 takes. Yeah. Adding five. Like I can do 10 takes, bro. Yeah. Like just of one thing. Yeah. So sometimes those who know me, like Zultams may know me. Yeah. So the first take I make, they always keep it. Yeah. Because all the others I may do, they may not find
they know what
what they got in the first
cut.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's what happened. Yeah. So G was wasting time. We had already got in the take. We're like, we know. Yeah. So because he is a perfectionist. Yeah. Also, even he's fast, but he's also a perfectionist. Like he wants.
Yeah, he wants to nail it. He doesn't want to leave any stone unturned.
But like I said, it was all fun because we had already done. It was already done, and we were just having fun, conversation, and you know,
yeah. And one thing people may not know about him that I've noticed, he says it. His vibe is from when you're in studio and you're having conversations. Yes, that's why, like his creativity. Mm-hmm. You know, can happen really fast. Yeah. You know, and
yeah, that explains because it was half, you know, half work and most of it was conversation. Yeah. Yes.
That's quite interesting. So when it comes to, you know, the producers that you worked with back then, and to me sometimes I feel like, well, it's not so common right now. I always tell the story of what Keiko told me, and she was like, you know what, just Jose called me and he was like, I got your next hit. That means as a producer was invested.
Yes, 100%. I knew that I'm making.
He thought, he took initiative to feel that we need something great has to come out, and it doesn't only take the artist, it also takes the producer who's going to pour into it and be like, this could work, this could work, this could work. We don't see a lot of that today. And even the artists from that generation then, right now, because you've evolved. Yes. And I'm certain even the producers have evolved. So, yes. You know, we would love to see that connection. Why do you think that is not so anymore?
First of all, I think the producers are doing their job, right? Yeah. Big up to every producer. Who's a producer. Yeah. I think we cannot always get back what exactly we had,
because that was the magic.
That was magical. Like if you did a song, there are songs that you did with the producer and you knew immediately that is going to be a hit because you're using that producer. Yeah. Because first, like the attention for that producer. Yeah. And then the investment that is going to, the contribution that is going to have on that project. Yeah. Like if you did a song with let me say Washington. Yeah. He knew what he was going to do. Yeah. And everyone was waiting for that. Yeah. Do with Tony Oz or Paddy, everyone knew. Yeah. And then Dr. Fizzo, he knew that if I do this with this artist, we are going to earn this. Yeah. And that every track of mine that he touched, he knew, okay, this is what our sound should be like. Yeah. And it wasn't that the people want to hear this. That is the difference. Yeah. Nowadays, you go to a producer and says, but people want this. Yeah. People like this tempo. Yeah. Recently, I went to my brother's studio. He's Andre. Yeah. And I did a song there. Yeah. But I liked the fact that he didn't give me his usual thing. Yeah. He thought of me and he's like, I have a beat already for you. Yeah. and he did something totally different that challenges both me, him, and you know, that will be challenging to the industry to hear that this is Maro singing this. And that, I loved that.
Yeah.
Because when I heard Andre, I knew the chords that he would play.
Yeah.
Because he's been playing them for many other people.
Yeah.
Or I knew the style he was playing for other people. And even the time I went there was Dawa as a hit song. So I was thinking, okay, am I going there for this style?
Yeah.
So when I went there and he gave me totally something different. I loved that. I'm like, I love, and actually I work with many producers and I don't care who.
Yeah.
Because I love the challenge.
Yeah.
And I don't tell them, give me this style.
Yeah.
Because some of them will be manipulated because they think, okay, I want to give him a song like Rising Star.
Yeah.
I already have Rising Star.
Yeah.
Give me any other beat.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we cannot get back exactly what we had.
Yeah.
But we are going to get more because the producers are many.
Yeah.
All we have to do is make sure they do quality stuff.
Yeah.
Give them time because many musicians are not giving the producers time.
Yeah.
They release the demos.
Yeah.
And the producer has not, you know, expressed themselves.
Yeah.
So that's why some hits are just, you're like, but produced by the same guy who did this song.
Yeah.
Because there's another song that is given time and all that. So yeah, that's what I think about.
And I think we frustrate producers so much sometimes because when I remember you where are you from originally, like in Kampala, where were you staying?
Growing up, that was in Zambia barracks.
Yeah.
Then after that, I went to Chibuli, from Chibuli, then in Zambia, from Zambia to Buziga.
Yeah.
From Buziga, now, as the song says, Nazimba Busoga.
Yeah. And
that was my dream. I wanted to.
Yeah, interesting, because I wanted you to clarify that you're from Zambia. Because very
Zambia homie.
very many of us are from there, and you talked about Daddy Andre doing something different.
I said my brother, but he's my kid brother.
Yeah, sure thing, because he is from there as well.
Yes,
and you know, growing up as well, like I've been around him, and he's such a talented producer. And I feel like they've suffocated him so much that sometimes you don't extract the greatness that you're supposed to, because now you have to give out every piece.
Yeah.
That anybody hears this, they're like, I want that. Yet you're trying to still develop it, because Daddy Andre is one of those people that was always singing to himself. When I was around him, he was always having a melody, and he was like...
Because Andre... Like I said, he's my young brother. Andre started doing music.
Yeah.
And I was doing music.
Yeah.
He started doing production.
Yeah.
And he took my song called Toneraga. He took it to... We had done it with Jokes.
Yeah.
Jokes was also in Zambia. He's the one who did Emese.
Yeah.
So we did it, totally R&B song.
Yeah.
Andre carried this CD, went to a producer and played this song for that producer.
Yeah.
Producer Dre, the producer is called Dre.
Yeah.
Producer Dre makes a version, a Chidandali version.
Yeah.
He brings it. Because now Andre was a big fan.
Yeah.
Because as I was living with him.
Yeah.
That is the thing. We were living at the same house.
Yeah.
Me and his late brother and him. So the late brother was doing videography, and I was doing videography.
Yeah,
that's the interesting thing. We were all catching something creative that was different. But then, this means he started my career.
Yeah,
because when he took that song and I decided to do this beat, because I was R&B. Remember, I didn't want to do Chidandali. I was either hip hop or R&B.
Yeah.
Like even my dream was like, Rising Star, I should do it with Navio. Yeah. You know, that was the time. I was just thinking, because I wrote those songs, but I was getting myself ready.
Yeah.
So this is it. Like he took this song, I did the version, put Empress and my other guy called Mighty.
Yeah.
Next thing, the song is Border to Border.
Yeah.
Mickey Wines finds the song and he's like, I need this guy.
Yeah.
We do one song and the next thing is like convinces me to do a remix of this song.
Yeah.
So that song has 3 versions.
3 versions.
Yes, Tornadaga.
And
it's Andre who took that song.
Yeah, he had an idea. Was like, if I tell this guy, he's not gonna accept.
I knew.
Let me take it myself, and then.
Yeah. So Andre and me, we go way back, and he's one of the people who did put something on my career by doing that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jump starting something,
yes.
And quite interesting.
It is.
You know, as we wrap up, how do you stay motivated and inspired to continue creating music?
Bro, Germany and the depression helped me.
Yeah.
Because the 6 months in Germany with no music, and Uganda is saying, oyo kati bamuwasiza, because I remember the blogs and whatever. Bamuwasiza taliwo yagenze kola ki kasanamulidde ng'alera abaana. That was Kasuku.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. I was so depressed. All those words get to you as an artist, and they do something to you.
Yeah.
Because if you recall as a musician, you know deep inside we are people with less words. Yeah. We are people who don't have we are the most quiet people, and we're the shyest people. Yeah. When we sing, we get our voice, the shyness goes off and whatever. Yeah. But people don't know that something about that special thing about us. Every person doing music has a part of his life that was challenging. Yeah. And mentally, whatever, like it put them down for some reason, like depression or whatever, or like the upbringing is full of trauma and all these things. Yeah. Most artists, they go and find refuge in putting out music and all this. Yeah. So this thing now comes back to me because they depress me with yagenzo yotachadda namuli day whatever. So I'm depressed for 6 months trying. You know what I did? Yeah. I did like 3 albums. Wow. In 6 months. I got 4 beats from Ghanaian Stallion, did them in one night. Yeah. Got beats from Uganda and whatever, did them in one night. Yeah. Like that. Because I had a studio at home. Yeah. But then I was like, but what's next? I'm going to send them to Uganda. No one is going to play because I'm not sending money. Yeah. I'm not there physically. Yeah. My physical appearance helps me here in Uganda. Yeah. People play my music because I am their friends. I go there and, I talk to them. Yeah. They see my presence, they play my music. Yeah. So in some places I'm not going to pay. Yeah. Or I'm paying by my presence. Yeah. And that frustrated me. But then I started to think, wait a minute. Am I that less? Yeah. Am I what they're talking about? Yeah. What have I done in this industry? Yeah. Sat there, looked at my career, see what I've done and what I've been doing. Yeah. And I said, yes, I need this break. Yeah. And that motivated me by the fact that I got to know my greatness. Yeah. I was like, yes, you're good. And having done all these things that I've mentioned, being in studio with Maurice Kiria, a person you dreamt to do a song with, and you're with him, creating, everyone writing, and he's saying, what you're writing is dope. Yeah. Go ahead, sing it. Like looking at your lyrics and you're looking at his. Yeah. In a studio that you own. Yeah. People may think, oh, he's talking about Maurice Kiria. I'm talking about a guy, me. I'm talking about myself. When I talk about Maurice Kiria, I'm talking about myself. Yeah. Just imagine yourself, you are in a place where you're like the youngest thing there. Yeah. And you're looking up to someone. But in the end, you don't get the exact dream that you were dreaming about. Yeah. But you're in the dream. Yeah. That is yours. Yeah. And it's designed differently. Yeah. You're mingling with the same guy you just was dying to do a song with 10 years ago, but you're doing a song with him without struggling. Yeah. I have a song next to Bobby Wine. My verse is done and then Bobby Wine comes on.
Yeah.
I'm dreaming of doing a song with Bobby Wine.
Yeah.
I was in Firebase for a long time.
Yeah.
These are things I never dreamt about.
Yeah.
So these things that someone may think are little are the things I reflected on, and I'm like, you need to take your crown, wear it, and understand that you are great.
Yeah.
No one will say that I did nothing for Busoga.
Yeah.
I am the something.
Yeah.
I am the something that I did for Busoga.
Yeah.
Yeah. And some of the things I did, they may be for you, but I did them for me.
Yeah.
You know, I did them for me, and I have to own all that. So that's where I get my inspiration, because when I'm writing, I realized all these things, my uniqueness, my greatness. Yeah. So I'm inspired all the time. Bro, if you drop a beat, I'm singing. Yeah. I'm doing an EP with a guy called Critic in Zambia. I have many collaborations that I've done there, but I'm also bridging the gap between Uganda and Zambia. I'm doing it without telling not many people, but I'm comfortable where I am, and that keeps me going because I know what I'm capable of, and I know what career I'm standing on. And that's why Zambia gives me respect. When I stand, they see my resume. And I don't have to say anything. I just say, Maro the Great. Show me your Instagram. Yes, there it is. Show me your YouTube. I'm like, you won't find the numbers, but search for my performances. Because Uganda is not streaming as other countries.
As much as,
yes, you won't have the views. You know, Anjagala has just gotten 1 million recently, but it would have been a long time ago.
What do you hope your legacy will be in the industry, in the music industry?
Truth is, that's not mine to say. Because a legacy is what they say about you. So it's not what you say about yourself. But truth is, I think it's because I'm one of the people who stood up to what they are. And never shied away from being who I am. And the humbleness and the talent will be always be remembered. And I think the lessons that will be portrayed or that come from me will be just that. And everyone has a way of interpretation of how I've lived my life as a musician, and one will pick a leaf and use it the way they want.
Last but not least, how do you handle criticism and negative feedback?
Well, sometimes it's hard. It's hard. Sometimes it depends who is saying what they're saying. Because sometimes it is the fuel that drives me.
I mean, you said you did how many albums in such a short time?
Because it was inspired by the negativity. So the music that you're going to hear that I'll be releasing, it's one of those songs that I did, and I was like, okay, I'm rushing. So I'm actually voicing them, and the guys I'm voicing with are like, but you have this song. Yes, I'm like, yeah, it was in my head. Because I did it. Did those things long time. Even more was because I was mad. Because in that song I say, what do you mean with your every realistic? Nkola bulisti, ngasiri kulisti, toba realistic, mwatebeda mistake. With all due respect, I'm a king, I'm a veteran. You know, like, I was mad at all these lists, Bebecool list, whatever list, and I've never been on any. With Anjagala, Mobi Ubi, all these songs, I've never been. So most of these songs are out of the feeling that I had. And my journey was different because I wanted to branch out to the international. But then, you know, you succumb to the pressure from home. And I'm still fighting that. I'm fighting the fact that I want to break out, to spread out. But then you succumb to the pressure of the, the locals saying, you are ours. Yes.
Well, what advice would you give to an aspiring artist or musician?
I think
Maro?
I think a musician out there should stand their ground.
Yeah.
If they should stand their ground when they really know that this is going to work, they should push that. They shouldn't be influenced by the talk.
Yeah.
Because that won't stop. But when you do it, they will talk about it.
Yeah.
They'll talk about it.
Yeah.
And I think we cannot give advice to artists without giving to the fans. The fans should also stick to what they love, because this is misleading many of their talented musicians that they love more.
Yeah.
You wake up and go citizen.
Yeah.
But it's because you are giving love to a person that doesn't deserve it.
Yeah.
And you know it that they don't.
Yeah.
And then you leave this person and you're like, yeah, he's good, but this guy is now making us dance.
Yeah.
I love this one. So you are actually doing something to this person, because now he will want to do the same music.
Yeah.
But if you stand your ground, you'll be like Nava Gray.
Yeah.
You stand your ground, you'll be like, who else? You'll be like Morris Kiria.
Yeah.
You stand your ground, you'll be like me.
Yeah.
You stand your ground, you can be like Joshua Baraka.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure thing. And what advice would you have for having gone through the situation that you went through with how words of a blogger impacted you? What would you tell them? What would you have to say to them, in a sense of them understanding that actually what they find fun doing is actually, it could impact greatly and negatively on a person's life that they are talking about, and they don't seem to see that?
Yeah, I think actually bloggers and the media should be mindful when they are actually criticizing, or because they're not negative, but sometimes they have to criticize.
Some are really, really negative, though, for sure.
Yeah, they go there,
and they go
but
they're
not supposed to.
Yeah, they're not supposed to.
So when I was just trying to be nice.
Yeah.
And to say that
if
they're criticizing someone, you should also think of, what they're doing to that person.
Yeah.
Because yes, you're criticizing, but is it constructive?
Yeah.
Because when Kasuku criticized me, he was constructive, because he's like, he said, I know you love Morris Kiria, but you think you're Morris Kiria. You should promote your songs. You should bring them to me.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
And I just said, you know what, my song Anjagala is everywhere.
Yeah.
But I brought it to you. I gave you a CD.
Yeah.
You didn't see Anjagala among the songs.
Yeah.
That's what I told him when I replied.
Yeah.
But for that, I found him, maybe because we started a long time together. That's why he's not so negative with me. But if you are doing that, just think about the reply.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think if you think about the reply, and if you think about how that person would feel when you are face to face telling him that, you will revise the way you phrase some of the things. I think phrasing is very important. How you phrase your criticism is very important as a blogger. Yeah, I think so.
Because sometimes some people are so consumed by the cameras and the feeling of having very many people listening to them and watching what they're saying and commenting.
Bro, bloggers and people who are doing interviews and media and whatever, you need to have your own style. Create your own style. Don't think you can't create your own. You see the TikTokers, I can differentiate whose style. Chicken has a style. Just like Sheila Price, the way she does the blog, but she has her own style, and it's professional in a way. And also, when you are interviewing someone, like this interview is different. And there's those interviews that I've been at. There's an interview where someone was trying to find out about the incident, this incident of the accident. And just, there was no heart. whatever I was saying was news for him.
Yeah.
Or for her.
Yeah.
And that is bad.
Yeah.
You should also know that some of the things that you ask us,
yeah,
they are real.
Yeah.
Like my accident was real.
Yeah.
And if I'm talking about how I struggled for over 30 minutes trying to pull out my daughter,
yeah,
you should feel it, because I'm not trying to do it for the camera.
Yeah.
So for this person to just listen to that and even yawn and look away, then just all of a sudden to ask me about the federation,
wow,
it felt so like we were not aligned.
Yeah.
Yet in this industry, we also have to be aligned. What we talked about, the reason why the industry grew so fast. When you talked to DJs, I called Stuart into studio to do the extended version of my song.
Yeah.
But nowadays people just ask you for a 3-piece, or they don't even ask you. You send it yourself.
Yeah.
And then they just extend it, and they're not doing any work.
Yeah.
But Stuart was in studio, me and who? And Fizo.
Yeah.
I even created a drop, like specifically for them. Like the song was singing Stuart.
Yeah.
Because we were working together.
Yeah.
So that could also happen again. Like if we know that alignment with the feelings of the person that you are interviewing is important. We will have good interviews.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you were still telling us you know, about the R&B.
The R&B Shawazing thing. So yes, when the papers say something, they say self-proclaimed R&B Shawazing.
Yeah.
But then over the years, I had to prove it.
Yeah.
And recently, I go to Freedom City, find an artist. The manager introduces me. He's like, "Yo, this is the R&B Chawazinga."
Yeah.
And the guy sings R&B. So he says, "So what am I?" But he's asking the manager.
Yeah.
And I'm like, with all due respect, I think we are sitting in different classes, you know, which is true, because we are different generations. So he should do the same. Tell his people that I'm the R&B this, and then he proves it, and then they give him like the flowers.
Yeah.
But if he cannot, you know, I did Magnon Suits, and they stopped doing concerts there.
Yeah.
You know what that means, and that's why I said I came with my gown. It was R&B Chevazing on the back. Yeah. And GNL was there.
Yeah.
He represented Levixon, represented there's Hope Kerissa from UK, US represented. Like, these are the things.
Yeah.
That is the caliber. That's why.
Exactly.
That's why I carry the water and the crown.
Yeah, basically, artists should let the work speak for themselves.
100%. You cannot ask your manager what I am. Do you want me? You want him to say, "Now you are the R&B Chelsea"? There is no new. There's no new. This is not like we're not fighting for the belt.
Yeah.
That you hand it over and you're like, and the new R&B Chelsea. Where did the word come from?
Yeah, what you know, it's quite interesting because I recently watched an interview of Jay-Z and he was like, well, if you've done nothing, you don't even have the moral authority to speak on what others have done.
Wow, so deep.
Yeah, like you don't even need to open your mouth to even say anything.
Nothing. Yes.
You know.
He's right, bro. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Yes.
So I think everybody, because even recently, Fefe Busi was on an interview with DJ Nimrod, and Fefe was like, "You're talking to the king of hip hop," and I'm like, okay, like as a hip hop artist, everybody should believe in themselves. But if you're speaking on another person's name, Chris Brown said when they compare him to Michael Jackson, he stays out of it.
Yes.
It's like, I let him deal with that. I can't. This man, I had his wallpaper on my wall.
That's the thing. I believe like no artist who is doing R&B that didn't have either Morris or me in their mind.
Yeah.
You get. So, not bragging, but I feel that
Yeah.
I believe that. And that's one of the things that gave me confidence. I'm like, no, there's many people who were there, but there's someone who was having me in their mind when they were doing music.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
interesting. The same thing with GNL. Like, when it comes to rap and hip hop, even us who are not rappers or hip hop artists, we are like, yo, the reign. It was a reign of terror.
You know what?
During this time,
I have a lot of artists' CDs.
Yeah.
Like I told you, Naira Ali.
Yeah.
I have GNL. Like I have 2 of them.
Yeah.
I also have Spear.
Yeah.
But I have CDs.
Yeah.
I have Sheila. There was an artist who came. She was singing and rapping. Sheila with a T. She was a Mugishu.
Okay.
Bro, I feel like I should just release that music like myself instead of her, because Sheila's music was good. Yeah. And I just want to tell you, I have GNL's the 2 albums that I feel like these are the ones. Yeah. Yes.
The monumental ones. And
yes. Yeah. And I have Morris, like, even I have a CD that he autographed. He gave me a song. Yeah. He gave me his song to listen to. Yeah. And I made him autograph. Yeah. He gave it to me. So I've been collecting.
It's very interesting because Ja Rule, when he was on the Versus with Fat Joe, he kept on saying, yo, I was the junior high school, college for everybody you see in this like auditorium where they were performing. He's like, I was their childhood
star.
You understand? Yes. So it's not something you can just come and say, well, you fell off and this and that. Yes. This is the impact.
It's like the way Africa sees Ja Rule is different.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro, yes, there's hip hop. Like, people know hip hop.
Yeah.
But it's a show of Jay-Z.
Yeah.
And a show of Ja Rule. Yeah. Would make Ja Rule would make more sense when Uganda.
That's for sure.
You get what I'm talking about? It's not. Yes, everyone loves Jay-Z. Yeah. But you know how many songs of Ja Rule they would sing?
Yeah. Very many.
Very many.
Like you said, it would make a lot of sense.
A lot of sense for Uganda. Yeah. It's like, there's many guys with credibility. Yeah. But sense in like what is compatible to the industry. Yeah. You need to know it when you're bringing an artist.
Definitely, you need to know it. You need to know it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but as we wrap up, the very last thing, artists having a catalog, what does it mean? I don't know. How many albums do you have?
Well, I wanted to name all my albums, but for some reason, there's a time Universal was fighting and whatever. I don't know, for some reason, by mistake, most of my things went off. But I have Kambo in an album. I have 100% Musoga.
Were you signed to Universal or something?
No, it was connecting somehow. Yeah. And I got my things mixed up. Someone. And in that moment when they did that, I had a problem. Yeah. Yeah. But I'm trying to resolve it. Yeah. Yeah. Because when I'm in Germany, those are the things that I don't say much, but I visit Universal, have a talk. Yeah. These signing things are easy, but they're easy when you have a team. And all my career, I've not had a concrete team. Yeah. And it's good that I talk about it. Uganda seems to say they push us. Yeah. But they just wait for us, what we were talking about. They wait. And I think that there's many people who have the money and the resources to push a brand like Maro. Yeah. But when you go to them and say, hey, you know what? This is the idea I'm pushing. Yeah. They may not fund it. Yeah. And that's what we are facing. Yeah. Because I feel like if we can convince the rich people to invest, to stop only investing in concerts. Yeah. But investing in the product before it gets to the concert. Yeah. Uganda would be far.
Basically, to turn the raw material into a product.
Gold, and turn it into gold. Because I feel like if I had that, the backing, because I don't have the backing, but I have those numbers. Yeah. I go there, I sit, they see me. They don't, look through me.
Yeah.
They know what I'm talking about. I give them ideas. I talk about my music. They're like,
yeah.
They're also there waiting for me to say,
Yeah.
hey, we have a deal for you.
Yeah.
But they cannot do that because I don't have the backing. Like I don't have.
You don't have the structure behind you.
You know.
To really stand.
So that's why it's easy to work with maybe Swang 7.
Yeah.
They can get such a deal or distribution or whatever.
Yeah.
But now where it leaves the Ugandans is like, you don't have that.
Yeah.
They don't give you this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And very many Ugandan artists fire their managers day in, day out.
Yeah.
And, you know, the concept of having a manager and having management.
It is a different thing. They don't know that.
You know.
It's actually different.
Yeah.
Having management and a manager is different. Because management, we are talking about a company that we were talking about.
Structure where the
is
manager
the structure
is
we were
under.
Yes, we were structuring with humble management.
Yeah.
Like you have a set of managers.
Yeah.
If I fire you, do another job under humble management, and then there's another manager stepping up and saying, yes, let's take this to another level. Yeah. But the professionalism, yes, we have it in our mind. We can say all this, and I'm talking about this, but humble management was born 2013, 2014.
Wow.
You get what I'm talking about? I was thinking like that back then.
Yeah. So and I'm sure people around you weren't clicking.
It took them a while.
Yeah.
Yes. So, but if we have such backing, I think we would have, gone to another level. And
well, the very, very last thing that I want to ask you before we wrap up is, given the fact that you've been out there, for example, Germany, what do you think, how busy is the industry? To what extent does the attention come to you as an artist? Like, what do you have to achieve? Because there is a lot going on, and artists here usually, we're baffled. Because I saw Joshua Baraka performing with the DJ on the street, London Street.
Yes.
And then I saw Ed Sheeran, doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Of course, Ed Sheeran had more people, which explains, his brand.
Yeah. And
you can think, Ugandans could think that, because he was there and Ed Sheeran was there, they are the same. You understand? So what I'm asking is, for you to draw attention as a foreigner, musically, for those people to really be rooted into your music, and you haven't stayed there for so long for them to really adapt to it. Like, what percentage do you think a foreign artist like you from Uganda will have to stand in that position to be embraced?
Okay. It goes back to what I said, that it takes time to build your fans, your fan base.
Yeah.
It's easy in those countries to build a fan base.
Yeah.
Because as long as you have good music, they ask for your socials.
Yeah.
So the street marketing would be like stickers, QR code, T-shirts, good presence on social media.
Yeah.
That's all you need in Europe. And you will collect your fans from 100 to millions of fans.
Yeah.
It's easy like that out there.
Yeah.
But then easy because you invest in it.
Yeah.
You invest time in it.
Yeah.
Like you have to be present.
Yeah.
Because if you do opening acts for other people and support artists, performances, you earn more fans each time you do that.
Yeah.
You cannot just sit around and expect that you get fans from out there.
Yeah.
But it is very nice that it's genuine.
Yeah.
Yeah. They will support you.
Yeah. Eventually.
You just have to have work rate.
Yeah.
Yeah, the work rate has to be higher.
Yeah. You have to put in the work.
You have to put in the work.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
Because for them, if they follow you, they follow you.
Yeah.
If they love your music, they love it. If they don't F with it, they don't.
Yeah. They don't.
So you will, when you get a fan to follow you, they will be there.
They will.
I have fans that I got with the song that I did with Mark Foster,
yeah,
I see their likes every day.
yeah,
And they are younger.
yeah,
But I see them. I'm not
yeah,
releasing music for them.
yeah,
I'm singing in Luganda. They are there.
yeah,
It's the first like you find.
yeah,
So it's something like that. But you have to know that this is what you're going for.
yeah,
Because where you invest time, you earn money.
yeah.
Yeah.
Time is money.
Yes, yes, yes.
We've come to the end of this. It's been a pleasure having you, Maro.
Mine too.
And we definitely continue with more conversations next time. Always feel free and at home when it comes to Baboon Forest.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's what's up. R&B Chabazinga.
Signing out.
We out.